and will do. In a world of legendary moments will be captured. So stand up, scream, and make sure the boys feel you.
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!
What is going on, Cowboy Nation? Welcome back to Primetime Studios. Like always, I'm your host, Primetime Phil, and like always, our co-host, Gametime Bryan. Gametime, welcome back. Another week gone through. A shitty game last time that we talked. There's been a lot of days in between. But here we are. Another week has gone by, man. How are you doing now compared to the last time we were here?
I have turned the page, like I told people that were watching me. I have turned the page. I have nothing but excitement ahead of me for tomorrow. Knock on wood. I think we're okay.
I am going to start adjusting some camera stuff here, so you continue on just because Zoom
But
apparently didn't update.
And hello, people. Let me get to the chat. Crystal Caramel Corn is in the house. Mike Aldana, Isaac Ramirez. What up, Isaac? Lord Nova, Jeff Lee, Regina Green, the sister from another mother. How is everybody doing? Mark Hutchin, thank you. How are you doing this evening? As some of you know, if you watch some of my lives, my lunchtime chats from work, I'm just ready.
Oh, man.
I really think that the key to our success, Phil, is just scoring some friggin' points, man. We need to score some points. Our defense stepped up in the second half. Dan Quinn, lit a fire under them. I think we're going to be fine.
Yeah,
I don't understand some of their offensive line stuff, but we're going to break it all down. But yeah, I think we're going to be good, man.
I feel good about the week. Obviously, there's any kind of loss like that where nobody's really responding. I think that's enough to put any kind of doubt in your head going forward, because obviously we understand that if they perform like that or anywhere near it, it's not going to be good, man. It is not going to be good, and we got to push that aside. I mean, just remember as you make your guesses through the year, we understand that this ugly-headed monster can poke his head out and mess with your whole stats. And because obviously we didn't have us losing. I mean, even if some of us had us winning barely by a little bit.
What's up,
there
Brad Harris?
There was something there, man. So let's go to the chat real quick. Bring and see who's all in the chat. Of course, Mike Aldana was in here early. Jeff Lee was in here. Regina Green. Of course, you were talking. Caramel Corn. We got Isaac Ramirez, Lord Nova. I appreciate you guys coming through.
All of our regulars, which
Yes.
I really do appreciate. You guys are the best. Twiz is in the house. We got some good games. There's not many good games on the card, but I actually think the NFC East does have some good games. And we'll break all that down later. But getting back to your original, how do I feel? I feel cautiously optimistic. That's about the best I could say it. But if you look at what we did with our offensive line, now I don't agree with our offensive line coach insisting on starting Chuma Edoga. I don't agree with that at left tackle. I don't,
especially
totally
against Judon.
Against that, exactly, especially against a beast like Matthew Judon. I think that's stupid. Don't be surprised if they don't go with Asim Richards. Why they're not putting Tyler Smith out to the left, especially after what Jerry said in one of his many dumb interviews lately, that he basically said when Tyron retires, Tyler's going to be there for a long time. Well, why aren't we putting him there now? Why not? When Edoga already showed that he could play left guard at a decent level through the first 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand, but you know what? Whatever.
When it comes to that left,
have Asim Richards at left tackle.
Yeah, I would say Richard. I think there's two viable people that could be in that spot.
One, I'm fine with, and leave Tyler at left guard.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. So I mean, but if you're
going
to
put, that's the case, then you cut Edoga. Then, if you don't want to play him anywhere,
well, I want to play him in the inside.
Play him at left tackle and not give him any help.
No, it's true. I mean, hey, what's going on, Gina? it is true, man. There's a lot of frustration when and something that we see that okay, maybe the coaching staff definitely sees it. I mean, we're going to last week. We're going all right. Again, I'm going to be flogging this dead horse, but hey, the Arizona Cardinals likes to run to the side, and everything runs to the side. Your problem is not the middle. You know, we obviously saw how much rushing yards anybody gets really through the middle. Hey, Hankins is doing his job, but you gotta get those sides. That's your weakness. And man, my nose is itching. There has to be something done about that side run. It was just too perfect. That's why when I look at Belichick's type of offense, they like to run more downhill. But Belichick is a smart coach, and he will adjust. He'll make it to where they run to the side if he sees that the big holes are happening. So hey, that could definitely be something, and I think that's where you got the coaching. I look at that coach, and if he's willing to cheat to win, he's definitely willing to change the game plan to win as well. So, you know, let's go.
Listen, man, we have to just rewind a week. You know, we were all riding high after the first two. Okay, like, we put the NFL on notice, and then we did that. It's just like the Cowboys to do that. Okay, they start sniffing themselves. Listen, you can't tell me, Phil, that you can't at least carry it past game 3 before you start overlooking people.
Yeah,
I really do think they were overlooking the Cardinals. Cardinals were desperate. 0-2 team looking at 0-3 at home. We never play good there. Dallas is dominating everybody. We have a late week injury with Diggs. Thursday afternoon practice where he tears his ACL. We have 3 offensive linemen missing. All I will say is, I'm going to say Eagles because, I know Twiz is in the house. If Eagles lose 3 offensive linemen, here's the difference. I think the Eagles defense would have rise to the occasion. That's where I'm upset. I'm not so much worried about Dak and everybody's going nuts about the interception. Did I like it? No, Phil, but it happens. That wasn't the reason why we lost.
No.
The defense, man, was disappointing. I told Phil at the beginning of the year, we're going to be able to put our head on the pillow at night saying, I'm going to get a good night's sleep knowing I have that defense that's going to show up every week. And game 3, we're already playing this game.
Yeah.
I think we're fine, people. I think we're fine.
Well, I mean, this is where, okay, the history of this happens and this Cowboy team has done this. Now now you're in a situation, what happens with this team, not previous Cowboy team, what happens with this team and getting your butt whipped and the game not going well for you? Are you a type of team that bounces back and actually shows that, hey, we didn't just, fall on that 1 week and everything, the whole season just rode on that? No, I think they have the mentality to know that it's a long season, and as long as you kind of get it together as you're going along, of course, as Cowboy fans, man, we want to see the wheels turn. We don't want to see cogs in it at all. And when the cogs are there,
what up?
It is really, really bad. And I think the not having a touchdown, basically not having a touchdown to any of your wide receivers, that's a big thing. I was kind of surprised by that because I thought for some reason that CD Lamb had a touchdown with all those yards that he had, but I guess he hasn't.
Yeah, there was. We've had no wide receiver touchdowns this year.
Yeah, and I have on
That's
the
crazy.
I don't know if you see the overlay that I have right now, but I have the wide receiver core there. I mean, you got some CD Lamb, Diggs. I mean, I don't know, man. Like the Turpin, when I look at him, I put him on there just because he's done a lot more on the offense than a lot of the other guys has. Tolbert, I put him kind of running to it because, hey, man, like he's trying to at least do something when he's in there. I think it's Cooks. Like I think he's going to do great, but hey, man, right now it looks like this is going to be the first time you don't hit 1,000 yards in the NFL season, and I just see him missing right now. I know that this offense is running to get other people open, but that just doesn't seem to be with him. So I'm curious of what happens going forward with that.
Well, the reason why McCarthy got fired in Green Bay because the offense got stagnant, and we're talking about one game here. McCarthy made a comment, and I do want to look ahead, people, but we're talking. This is what we're worried about regarding the Cowboys. But McCarthy did make a a comment that we're not going to scrap everything being based off of one game. They spent off season. I kind of think they overcorrected a bit, but when I rewatched some of the plays, they were taking their shots downfield. It was just a very odd situation, odd game. Guys were open. We had receivers open. And like we just couldn't hook up with our quarterback. It wasn't like Dak missed the receiver. When it was open, Dak was flushed out. There was always something that was just a little off last week. But as we look forward to tomorrow against the Patriots, I would say put points on the board, touchdowns. We need to get up and put some points on the board. That'll help our defense. Now, I don't believe that's going to limit New England from trying to run the ball. They're going to try and pound the ball. The short passing game using both of their really good veteran tight ends and take their shots, not many, downfield. So just get used to, just get ready for a boring attack by New England. But it could be effective if we can't stop the run, Phil. Yeah. That's where it all boils down to, in my opinion.
So I'm going to the chat right here. You're talking about the offense. Hamid from your channel, he says, but Eagles never use injuries as excuses. Lane Johnson has played with a herniated severe case, and he's played, and that's why he's a Hall of Famer. Now, if you're going to compare, because that's what Eagle fans love to do, what your guy and my guy,
Hamid already in the
always,
yeah.
And I'm going to bring it to you, Hamid.
Get him.
Here's the problem, is that you're comparing Lane Johnson to Tyron Smith from like 5 years ago. 5 years ago when he missed that first game, he was tough enough to push through it. We wanted him gone. It's the Cowboys that tend to hold on to him. Now, whether he's not getting a bonus, whether he's not, I don't know what's going on there. I hard to believe that it's totally 100% the injury. I'm thinking there has to be some kind of money situation. They don't want him to get past a certain amount. I don't know.
I don't know. It's weird, man. I'm telling you, it's a weird. My radar is up.
So when you look at Tyron Smith, I mean, definitely a Hall of Famer. But that, again, you're right at that spot where if Lane Johnson decides to drag his career out another 5 years, trust me, it's not going to be that same, well, he toughened up through the thing. No, man, it's just Tyron's been doing this since he was 20 years old in the NFL. He's a young left tackle that came in here. So he's been getting hit quite a bit. And when he's actually in there, it's an all-pro level. It's just you just can't get him on the field. So, I mean, but as far as Lane Johnson, he was a tough son of a gun putting out with it last year. When you missed him, that was a big part of your offensive line that was missing. And then all of a sudden, you can't get the ball down the field. Exactly. So you tell me what happens when you're starting tackle or starting guy.
Lane Johnson last year, you couldn't
do anything. So that's 2 games. We've missing him for 33 games out of like 5 years.
3 of our tackles. So, if you lost Lane Johnson, you lost Kelsey because we lost our center, and you lost your left tackle.
That's the thing about it.
Jalen Hurts would be up shit's creek without a paddle. He don't look great now.
Yeah, it's not surprising to us. When Tyron Smith went down, I saw somebody on the internet go, man, people were laughing at me.
Stacy, how are you?
People were laughing at me when I said Tyron Smith. Nobody's laughing because that's a serious thing. It's when is it going to happen? It's like saying, oh, when Jerry Jones opens his mouth, well, he'll never open his mouth. No, he's going to open his mouth in about 5-10 minutes.
I think it's constantly open.
Yeah.
And he just like shoots out, like noises every once in a while. He can't shut up.
No.
It's very annoying at this stage.
But I mean, I think we can all agree. I mean, I know I look forward to what Mozzie will be. I'm not going to hold him. Year 3, year 4, that's when I want to see what a defensive tackle becomes. Now, when I look at here, obviously the offensive line is where we wanted to go. It's a problem. Right now it's a problem, and if you had that tackle that you were wanting and you wouldn't be in this mess. Let's just be real. And so I think, the offensive line last week still did a great job of getting a good push. It's just you couldn't push when you really, really needed to. And I think that's the difference between some of those bigger offensive lines. Yes, like the Eagles, like the Lions, like the even Kansas City, Miami. Those guys can get those pushes when they need to. And that's what you're not seeing from Dallas. So, again, sorry to go on a rant, Brian.
No, listen, people. We can't. And I trust that Phil's hitting the chat. Like I said, you know what I can do, and I'm going to do it. Now that I have my system the way it is, I didn't think of this before. You would have thought I would have thought of it before the show. I'm gonna put your channel on and let it play and just turn the volume down on that particular thing. But I just gotta make sure it hold up. Right.
No, they're talking about Belichick and stuff like that. Yeah, that's the thing about it.
Yeah, well,
like,
now that I can see that you're actually like who you're clicking on, so I don't have to double talk about. Hey, this person says that. But yeah, okay. So, Alina, we need to win to keep up with the Eagles in the division.
Unfortunately,
Alina, I told you guys just looking from afar at the early part of the schedule. No, I think our schedule has gotten tougher based on teams that I didn't think were going to be that great or good. That's what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's when you start to figure out teams 4 or 5.
I expected to be down. To be down a game or two. I did. Eagles, just the way their schedule sets up, they're going to get out to a lead. But I'm good. Tomorrow's going to show me and Phil, I would imagine, agrees. It's going to show us a lot. The next 4, not so much the Niner game, but after the Niner game, the next month is going to show us a lot, including tomorrow. The next 4 games, because we play, obviously we play New England, and then we play the Niners, who I think we were looking towards, and they're trying to make sure our O-line is healthy for that game, I kind of think.
Yeah.
And then we play the Chargers.
We got a super chat. It looks like we got a super chat. Eric Weir. I got a super chat. Which one should I hit?
It's all about the money, money, money. All about the money, money, money.
He starts to come and then he pulls out.
Wow.
I got pants in the coop, bustin' out the roof.
I got bands in the coop.
Give me the load.
Thank you. Far too kind. Pow, right in the kitchen.
That was a little bit too long. I got to shorten that one up.
No, but that's funny, man. Thanks, Eric.
Move Tyler Smith to left tackle and T.J. Bass to starter. Hey, man, whether you're putting
T.J. Bass,
even last week, I would have gone Edoga inside with Tyler Smith in the outside. I would have taken that.
I'll tell you. I was watching For the Love of the Star. I love that podcast. You brought us and Bobby Built. They were saying, Bryan, he posed a question. He said, if you could only have 2 guys out of the 3, what 2 guys would you want? And Bobby said the 2 that I would have said. I want Tyron Smith and I want Zach Martin. I could do without Tyler Biotish. Why? Brock Hoffman is playing damn good at center. Mm-hmm. He very well may be your center of the future. I'm just saying. I know they like Biotish, but Brock Hoffman's a big boy. He's raw. He's young. I like him.
But Glimmerman brings it up. Our offense is going to show is not going to show much tomorrow. If they have anything, they will show it during the Niners game. I'm afraid they're just not, whether it's they're not showing it.
Glimmerman.
I don't know, man. This team is like I would have expected something from the offense. They have enough. They have enough weapons. Go ahead.
You got to let the defenses, Phil, do their thing. Defensive coordinators are going to figure everybody out, and then you're going to have to adjust at some point, during the season. So I want to go and do what we do. You remember back in the 90s, and I know people get tired of hearing about the 90s.
You remember back in my day?
Everybody knew what we were going to run. You just couldn't stop it. It wasn't elaborate, but we did it unbelievably well. So let's just, we need to identify roles. Who's the goal line guy, the short yardage guy? We have him on the team. We don't need to go outside the organization for a running back. We need to identify certain things. That's all. That's all. Ultra Cowboy. What's up, man? Mr. Negative. 2-4 going into the bye. No, we're not going to be 2-4.
Yeah,
we're going to win tomorrow, bro. It may be ugly. My score, I was all over the map. I think we could win. I think we could score 38 points tomorrow, Phil. I really do.
I hate to point it out,
but I think we could score 23 too. Yeah, I don't know.
I think, when you look at, I'm going to point it out, and I'm sorry that I do this. So there's going to be some people that are going to be pissed off. When you look at Kansas City last year, this exact same time they lost to the Colts. at a for a Colts team that had nothing going for them, and they shouldn't even have lost to. So it happens. Even the better teams, they try to. I just want to know, how are you going to be by the end? Are these, the defense? Are we talking about in week 15 about the run defense on the side, giving up all this stuff? Are we still going to be talking about those type of things? The penalties. I think that was something that poked its head out. You see the referees going into this week. We haven't had a great history with them, so that poked its head out. I thought we kind of had, stuck our head in the sand when it came to that stuff, but. It's just something that we, again, as Cowboy fans, have to deal with, and you have to kind of also put some of that to the side, because let's be real, man. I don't know if that's Vegas or wow, Brad Harris. There you go.
Well, Brad's been trying to donate to my channel. I said, just save it up.
Dollars dropping on my ass tonight.
Shut up and take my money.
I'm looking like.
Give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money. Give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money.
There's a 2.
Money, 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 money. Money.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Brad. I appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, that got 2 of them. That got 2 of them.
Glimmer Man.
Oh, hold on. Let's say Brad's thing though. Our Cowboys will come into this game hungry and pissed off. 35-13 Cowboys
see,
win.
Me and Brad think alike. I didn't pick that score, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, coming back.
I think we can easily do that, Brad. I do. It's just Belichick's good, man. He's gonna make you do something else.
Mm-hmm.
He saw the tape last week. He's gonna make you do something.
Adjust.
He's gonna try and take CD away. He ain't gonna let CD beat us.
No.
So.
Well, I mean, CD beat him last time too. I mean, that's their kind of killer last year was. CD. Think about that little walk-off touchdown that he got. He was kind of destroying them, and so
close game now.
Yeah, that was a very close game, and that's kind of where. I think that's the Belichick effect. It's not really sometimes the team, he kind of reminds me of that quarterback that team sucks around him, but as long as you have that one guy, he gives you a chance. And I think he at least puts his guys in position to win. It's just you get some questionable calls by Mac Jones, so he will give you a turnover or two if you can get pressure. And I want to see this team bounce back on that whole pressure situation. Do you think that they can get pressure on Mac Jones?
Yes, I do. I think we're going to get pressure on Mac Jones. The one thing I'm actually confident is that we're going to get pressure on Mac Jones. We just got to stop the run. That's the main, we have to stop the run. There's a little battle going on between Zeke and
Tony?
Michael Parsons.
Tony
brought it up. Zeke's coming after him, and he's going to try and run over Parsons, and Parsons is coming. I'll take Parsons on that, but let's not underestimate Zeke.
Zeke will get if he can get going, get him downhill once he gets into the line. If you can get him in between that line and the linebackers, he can do some damage, but it's not going to be the first 3 to 4 years of Zeke where he was bouncing off your hits and ricocheting into different balancing things. Everybody knows he's that power back, and that's okay, man. This is what we talked about last year about releasing him, not having that fear when you go against him. You obviously know Belichick is going to be able to use him against us. It's just, again, how does Dan Quinn actually adjust? I think that's the biggest question: is how is Dan Quinn going to adjust? We know that he's the man when it comes to all the other stuff, but when he's going against some good coaches, that's the question.
I want to touch on a couple of things here, from the chat. One being a Glimmer Man.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Alrighty then. He says, LMAO, Brian, we don't have the offensive line we had back in the day. He says, stop it. Well, listen, man. We still have to have an identity, all right? This is a new offense.
The identity is our offensive line is iffy.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying run counter tray or load left. I'm not saying that. I'm saying we dress 4 running backs, but yet 2 of them don't get the ball at all.
Yeah.
Why are we dressing 4 running backs? When we get to the goal line, who's getting the ball? I have my opinions, but right now, because of the 2 blowout wins and not wanting to show anything and overlooking the Arizona Cardinals and looking ass, we haven't established anything.
Yep.
And that's what I'm talking about. We need to establish our identity. How are we going to play? All right? And I just want to touch on, you can get to whoever, but
Brian, Glimmerman says, Brian, we need to run Lemke. And that's
I agree.
That's the
if
one that I
anybody
agree.
that's watched my thing, Hunter Lepke needs to get the ball to goal line and a spot here, spot there.
Lady Lieber
Let me
says
touch
Zeke
up
is
there.
still the end zone back. Yeah, that's exactly what he is. And I don't know, man. Any kind of really end zone type thing, he's just that bigger bruiser. I mean, any of those guys had Derrick Henry. Give me a big back, and he's going to be able to do that. And that's what Zeke is. I think our closest guy is, if not Hunter, is obviously going to be Rico. Again, I'm to the point where what happened last year when we were putting in these offensive linemen do it. Obviously, it takes one time for the offensive lineman to hit it, and all of a sudden he fumbles it. Well, he's not used to handling the ball. Why are you going down that route? Because we don't have that power guy, and we have to experiment and do all these things. It's kind of the same thing with the offensive line. Like, I like our talent along the offensive line. You're just putting the wrong combinations. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know how me and you and a lot of YouTubers can look at Edoga, just see him getting eaten up, look at him in the left guard position and go...
Whiffing, not getting pushed back, missing altogether.
And you're not putting a tight end there. You're not putting a running back there, maybe to chip a little bit to
that's
help
what
him.
I'm saying.
Shoot, make that end, go back inside to help Edoga get balanced on there.
Add insult to injury is what you do.
So I say this, everybody, Vach, Sky, give me a YouTuber, and I'm pretty sure he can point this out. And so when you look at the fact that this offensive line coach, again, I feel like he's doing a really good job, but it's the combinations that he's putting stuff. I love Richards at that left tackle. I love Tyler Smith at that left tackle. What do you hear about Walesko? I don't expect anything much out of him, but I saw that he was practicing more, and he's able to come back soon.
All right, I want to get to a couple other things in the chat here. One being our guy Twiz. He says Mac getting the ball out in 2.4 seconds. Good luck getting to him. Listen, here's the deal. Like I said in my live earlier, it's about scoring points. If you score points, you force Mac Jones to stretch, hold on to the ball, because field goals aren't going to get done. So you got to be explosive offensively. That will help your defense and quarterbacks who get the ball out quick. Kind of like Dak Prescott last week, where he held on to the ball longer than usual because we were down multiple scores.
And the left tackle, he had to actually worry about what the left tackle was doing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. He had a time clock in his head, and it throws you off.
Oh, my God, Glimmerman, you are so right there. It's Chaz Green all over.
Ultra says Dan Quinn getting cooked by running quarterbacks. Yeah, I already said that.
Yeah.
We cannot guard the running quarterback. Good luck guarding Hurts if we're not going to have a better plan than that. Sorry. Especially with our stat-hungry defensive line at times. Seems like everybody wants to get this, the sack or a turnover instead of playing sound, disciplined, lane. You stay in your lane's defense. But, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just that's what happened last week. And I'm telling you right now, Phil, just one more negative. Sam Williams is in my doghouse, just looking at the tape and what he is not doing.
Not bringing,
Very
he's not,
man.
He's not securing his lane. He's not securing the edges. He's not getting a rush. He's not not covering his space. I don't know, man. It just seems like he's a little lost, and he's just kind of running out there. There's no rhyme or reason to what he's doing other than he knows that he has to run forward, and I think that's what he does. He knows he has to go back and cover an area, but he doesn't cover it correctly. I totally see what you're seeing. Hoping that he changes that. What comes with that? Experience, time, like coaching? I don't know, man. It's just not getting there.
I guess. I'm not sure, Phil. I really don't know what's up with that man. But he's got a lot of talent. Let's hope that he unleashes it.
As we're going in there, we're talking about the defensive intact linebackers. One thing I gotta point out, it kind of pisses me off a little bit, and so let's bring you into my world here. What's up with Devin Harper? Did we just get Ridgeway again? Did we just do the Ridgeway shit again?
Yes, we did, because we needed to make a roster spot. Dallas and the roster gymnastics every week. Now we're at the end of the Brock Hoffman. We can't elevate him again, so he has to be on the 53. Their roster gymnastics cost us another linebacker that I really liked. I
love Devin Harper.
I like Devin Harper.
Yep.
He is a really good special teams guy, depth guy. I don't get it, man. I don't understand what the front office is doing. Will McClay has a part. I understand the coordinator has a certain amount of leeway, but come on, Will. Look, we can't keep losing guys. It's just very frustrating.
Yeah.
The plan was to bring Harper back to the practice squad.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man. The
And they
more
got
you
claimed.
draft, well,
Yep.
good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I don't know, man. That one, when I saw it earlier in the week, I was like, I think I know what they're trying to do. But then I saw Cincinnati grabbed him from the waiver, and I was like, yep, well, that's what you get for that one.
Good pickup.
Yeah,
Good
that was a
pickup.
great pickup by them. It was a very good job to keep their eyes out and get a talent like that. That one got me.
He's a guy that you could put in a game and say, you know what, Leighton, you're playing like ass.
Leighton,
Go ride
LV
the pine, and
yeah.
we'll let him play. But now you can't. He gone. But I'm not trying to. I know we're coming off negative people.
Well, I like his backup. I like Malik Jefferson. I mean, he's a
Malik
good line.
actually was elevated. He's been elevated.
So
this
that's
week.
a great linebacker as well too.
like
So I'm
Malik.
not terribly upset about it, but I mean that reminds me kind of of
It's annoying.
Hitchens. It reminds me of Anthony Hitchens a little bit because he just had that. You could throw him in there; he'd be a solid player. He's not going to be too much of the time out of position.
I agree, man.
So
I agree.
It pissed me off. Yeah, exactly, Gina. Definitely. God,
Glimmer man. Mark Holmes and I go back and forth over Catboy. He's ready to anoint Catboy, saying he's done a wonderful job. Glimmerman, that's his job to sign contracts. That's his job. He didn't get his job done. We still got Dak Prescott looking at $59, close to $60 million next year because we can't get a long-term deal. We haven't. The CD said, you know what? At this point, we're going to hold off until the offseason. He couldn't get him done. So let's, stop anointing Catboy like he's done anything.
Yeah.
He's done squatta. He's done his job. Just like I delivered the mail today. I did my job. Like Phil, he does his job.
Ultra
give me a
Cowboys
break.
says that's Dan Quinn. He can't develop linebackers. Now you might have something there. Even in Seattle, he's always got Bobby Wagner was a linebacker. They just got. He was a star. He just continued it on. You see some of that stuff here. You might have something there.
Well, I think
he's more of a defensive line guy. So,
I think it was an overall. Now, why are we saying that? Because of last week? I think that is just an overreaction, in my opinion. Dan Quinn is arguably
I want
best
him here.
defensive coordinator in the league.
Everybody has a weakness. Yep.
What I will say is, it was a bad day at the office.
We all pat him.
You know who paid for it the worst?
Cowboy fans.
The fans.
The fans.
Us.
Yep.
We pay for it the worst because we had an expectation. And then you look, we'll get to my picks later, but, you guys in the chat were not going to say that was going to happen and how it happened, that we were going to give up 7 yards a rush. There's no way that anybody could have saw that happen. That's why it is an anomaly. That's why it is a one-game situation. We're going to be fine. That's how I'm going. That's how I'm going to go with it. There's no other way. There's a whole friggin' season of football to be played.
I know.
All right?
Ultra's over here already ready for the draft. This guy. Ultra, when you ride the wave, dude, you ride the wave, don't you, dude? You're like, when it's up, it is up, and when it's down,
He jumps off the wave and is waiting for. He's taking his board and going home. No, come on, bro. Stay on track here.
He's already on next year and stuff. We're like, no, the contract for Tyler's like, come on, man.
Me and Phil are most likely going to the draft. Now, Ultra lives in Puerto Rico. He says he's going to the draft. So we got to hook up and get you on camera and to show everybody your miserable ass. And I say that lovingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just funny, man. It is true, man. It's just, this is
Fucking
Cowboy
ready for the
Nation.
draft.
Yeah, Cowboy Nation. You got your different people. You got some ones that are like, no, man. So I just funny, man. I definitely find it as well. So do you want to go through some of these games then?
I don't know. Let's just keep talking.
Let's keep talking about the. Okay.
I'm not even looking at the clock. We're all having fun here. There's a good amount of people. We'll get to the games. Let's get to the chat real quick. I know you're probably clicking half the stuff I'm saying, but I like to talk about it.
Go ahead.
People, you need to understand that this is an overrated team.
That's what I was laughing at.
Okay, I got you now. Dude, are you a Cowboy fan? On my channel, some think that he is a closet Eagle
fan, just pretending, and then just kind of just going extreme on one way. Like I like
He's
it.
ready for the draft.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Fuck the draft. I'm going to Detroit. Most likely.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Ultra Twiz is from Pom Pom, bruh. Jeff Lee, what up? What up, man? All right, let's. All right. Well, I mean, I don't mind. We could talk about whatever we want to talk about, but you know what? I will start with the games. But we could stop at any point to get to the chat.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. All right, people. We're gonna start with the obviously Detroit. Just real quickly, what was your thought on the Lions, man? I hadn't talked to you.
Well, okay. It's not surprising. It's when they turn on again. Jordan Love. He's off and on. He's still trying to figure out his way. That offense doesn't just start putting points on the board right off the bat. So the fact that they got behind wasn't really surprising. So they did nothing that surprises me. You want to know what surprises me? How the hell are you not running Jahmyr Gibbs when you drafted him so high in the first round? This is what I don't understand. Like, to me, you're wasting a good year of not availability, but his pay. You get to the point you're not going to be able to repay him, and you're just kind of wasting his rookie year away with
kind of like how we did with Dak Prescott. We wasted his rookie contract.
Yeah.
Like
so when I look at that, I'm like, man, why isn't he the feature back? And I get it. Montgomery's an awesome, pretty hard running back. But again, he should be your change of pace type of, the first running back's not getting it done. Let's get him going. You got to get your rookie running back also some touches in the NFL season, because what happened when you get to the playoffs? This playoff football, we all know, man, that's harder hitting, and people are punching the ball. I see Gibbs fumbling more in the playoffs if you do not get him ready with the regular season. So I see that eventually being a problem. And let's be real, man, Detroit looks good, but they're not a complete team. So, hey, they're bound to drop it to somebody. That's the way I look at it. And they could beat the Cowboys. That's the thing, they're one of those teams that could beat anybody at any point, but that offense needs to come along. Otherwise,
the Detroit at home.
I just can't see that either. But that's what I'm saying. With that offense,
we ain't losing to Detroit Ultra. I may go to that.
It's like the Vikings, so.
Yeah. So I was impressed, but I called it. It was funny. I decided to stream it, and I had Mark and Space Cowboy. Well, Space Cowboy was in the outer space. He wasn't on camera.
I didn't see it on camera. That's why I was like...
Yeah, he didn't have, 13,000 subscribers. You don't have a webcam that works. I was breaking his stones. but yeah, he actually, him and Mark picked Green Bay. And it was like 27-3 at some point. I'm like, yeah, I told you guys I like Detroit. But anyway. All right. The first game on the slate comes tomorrow morning. We can have coffee and tea and crumpets if we like. Little bagels or whatever you like for breakfast.
Crumpets.
Coming from Wembley Stadium in London. The Atlanta Falcons at the home away from home. The Jacksonville Wembley Jaguars.
I was about to say, they might as well not even be Jacksonville anymore. Yeah. They get a bigger turnout over there than they do. They do at home.
Jags are let me go to the line here. I believe it's 3, which was a little interesting to me.
All right,
so it would be more.
Okay, so this is what we think about when we look at the Jags. Okay, so we're gonna go through this, and hopefully we'll be quick. We'll go back to the Cowboys subject as well.
We'll come back to the Cowboys.
Now, when you look at the Jags, again, up, down, which Jags team is going to show up? Is it going to be the one that got blown out and just throwing picks left and right? Or is it the one that's going to put a team away and actually play the game like it's supposed to be played on Sunday? So which team actually shows up? I think that's going to be the biggest question. To me, easily Jacksonville should win this. But if Jacksonville wants to play its Jacksonville bullcrap, then Atlanta could definitely pull this away from the jaws of Jacksonville. So.
Yeah, well, let me just look at the standings real quick. The Jags are 1-2. My dark horse Super Bowl team is 1-2. Points for 57, points against 75. So they're obviously their defense is letting them down. So I'll go with the Jaguars -3, but it's probably going to be a field goal game. So. The second game is one of the better games of the weekend. Buffalo hosts the Miami Dolphins, and Buffalo is only a 2.5 to 3 point lead, depending on which casino you're at, against the Dolphins. It's early. It's not very cold in Buffalo, not like when we play them in mid-December. I kind of like Buffalo to win this one, even though it's not going to be that cold. I think Buffalo wins the game. I think they're home. It's a tough place to play, but
my initial thought is that Buffalo would win this game. Now, here's the thing: Miami, when they're healthy and actually going in the beginning of the season, they looked really good, and it's hard to bet against them. And Buffalo's been kind of the opposite, where you expect them to actually start putting it to teams, and they've been struggling the whole way. So both teams have got to show me something different for me to pick something different. So I'm going to actually go Miami on this one, just because of how Miami's playing and how Buffalo's playing. And
that would be big, because they would go to 4-0, and Buffalo would drop to 2-2.
Yep.
With New England losing tomorrow to go into 1-3, and the Jets.
And they're up and down.
Jets in for a long season.
And they don't want anybody else. They do not want anybody else either. They want to kind of ride it out. So
that's stupid.
So it is hard to pick that division, because obviously anybody can bring it up. It could be a tight, close game at the very end. But again, I'm going to go with what the patterns are showing me right now. And again, they could be on opposite. They just scored 70 points, and Buffalo doesn't seem to really, I don't know. Josh Allen just doesn't seem. I mean, I know he's doing more interceptions than normal.
He's hot and cold. I think he's good at home, though.
Yeah, normally.
You would think. Ultra says Jags started 2-6 last year. They may have, but you can't afford to do that every year. It's not always going to work out for you.
That's my strategy.
Yeah, it's my strategy.
I like to come from behind.
Pause.
All
right, the next game. This is hysterical. I was watching, like a lot of times I'll send stuff to Phil on Instagram, the reels that are hysterical. I don't think I sent him this one, but there was two guys just laughing, but there was like such a hard laugh that, like when you see somebody laughing so hard that it makes you laugh, that's a good laugh. But basically, the Chicago Bears are hosting the Denver Broncos.
Wow.
A team who got scored 70 points on. Chicago is a 3.5 point underdog to a team who gave up 70 points. That's what the guys were laughing about. So, Bears plus 3.5 at home. Well, good luck with that one.
Yeah, I gotta go Denver. I would easily go Denver. It's hard for me to. I know Chicago can't lose every single game, so at some point we're gonna be wrong about this, but I can't go Chicago. Not when if the team is as bad as they are, then maybe I'm like, okay, well, one of them is bound to beat the other one. I don't know. Now with ties, if anybody can predict a tie this year, man, that's going to be amazing. But I would easily say Denver in that one.
Yeah, me too. Next game on the docket, the Cleveland Browns. This is one thing I'll say. A lot of close lines, which makes for good football. That's what NFL wants. They want money on both sides, so Vegas wants anyway. Mm-hmm. Cleveland at home, -2.5 against the Baltimore Ravens.
This could be a good game.
I like the Ravens to go in and get the W.
Oh, man. That would be my initial guess. Odell, guys, there's going to be some wide receivers that aren't going to be playing.
Game.
Can't.
Cleveland's 2-1, Baltimore's 2-1, Pittsburgh is 2-1, and Cincinnati's 1-2. So Man,
this is a toss-up. This is a toss-up.
It is. It could go either way.
I want to say Ravens.
Yeah,
but something's
think
pulling
the
me to
Ravens get the
Cleveland.
job done.
Something's pulling me to Cleveland for some reason. Just because they're somehow grinding those games out. I don't know.
Ultra, are you on the beach in Puerto Rico? And are you smoking crack?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Browns. I got to go Browns on that one, just because I don't know. I just feel something there. So we'll see. It could be a good game, though. I think that's going to be a really good game.
They're going to put you on the bench. So over it. How are you? Browns get the win. So you're
It's just
opposite me. So
everybody's in that group, man. It's all. Remember how you go, everybody for, everybody opposed, and they always got that one guy, nay. Like, that's Ultra right now in the back. Nay. Like, it's just like, that's okay, man. That's okay, man.
I'm on to the draft study.
We're hoping that he can be like, remember the,
Your boy.
what's that one, the movie, the baseball movie, the Cleveland Browns,
baseball movie with the Cleveland Indians?
No, the Cleveland Indians, they
Major Leagues.
You know, when they had that one sports fan that just so mad and angry, and by the end of the year, he's all happy, he's yelling and stuff. So hopefully that's the way it turns, you know.
You may run like Hayes, but you hit like shit. Anyway. All right, moving on. Another close game. Tennessee Titans at home, +2.5.
Hey, Ultra, man, so far, if you had to guess that way, you would have been right for the past 30 years. So the odds are, yes, you are going to be correct.
Keep shitting on my boys.
But if they aren't, you can't enjoy it. You have to sit in the corner if we go deep and you're
Nobody
just like...
puts Ultra in the corner. I carry the watermelon.
You cannot watch this.
Anyway, Tennessee, +2.5 at home against Cincinnati. And I'm going to go Tennessee. I'm going to go with it because Joe Burrow ain't healthy. If anybody watched it, I think Tennessee, it takes advantage of that defense, and I think Derrick Henry's name is going to be heard. You would think it wouldn't be, but that line is telling me something, people.
You know what I'm going to say?
Like Tennessee at home. You're going to go Cincinnati.
You know what I'm going to say? This is going to be funny, and I'm going to throw a wild dart out there just to see if somehow I'm right.
Wrong.
Okay, I'm going to be so wrong about some of this, but here we go. I am going to say Cincinnati's backup is actually going to come in and impress them, and to make it go, well, is there a controversy in Cleveland or Cincinnati or something like that in Cincinnati?
Joe Burrow,
Heisman. Get out of here with that talk and stuff like that. But I think the Bengals actually play better with the backup somehow.
Burrow's got one leg, Ultra. He ain't.
And so I'm going to go actually the Bengals at an upset.
No, they're the favorite.
Are they? Oh, okay.
They're a 2.5 point favorite. Give me the 2.5. Give me the home team playing good defense against a one-legged quarterback who hasn't thrown.
So is he playing?
Burrow.
Is he playing? If he's playing, then I'm going to play against him.
He got the win.
I'm going to pick against him.
He was wearing more shit on that leg. Anyway, it's a 2-point spread, so obviously.
So I'm going to go opposite. If Burrow plays, I say they lose. If he doesn't, I say they win, okay?
Yeah, well, he's playing, so they lose.
All right.
I'm glad we agree. All right. Indianapolis at home, -1 against the Los Angeles Rams.
Dude, I don't know, man. See, somehow I keep betting against the Colts. That's the thing, is I keep betting against the Colts. And somehow they're proving it. And Minshew,
first place.
Minshew, look at Minshew, man. It's like Minshew mania going on over there. Yeah,
they're
Jinx.
2-1, leading the hapless division over the 1-2 Eastside Harold Houston Texans.
I would have not put them at any victory. I would have said 0 victories by week 3.
I think they blow it this week.
I think so, just because they're on the map.
Rams.
People are actually keeping an eye on them. Oh, let me look at the Colts. Now the Rams are just going to destroy them.
Yeah, I think the Rams all of a sudden are surprising me.
Yeah, so I go Rams.
Rams are 1-2, but they're actually scoring pretty good. So, but who knows, man? That's a crap game. I don't know, man. If I had to pick,
sorry guys, I'm not forgetting your stuff. Yeah.
All right, we're moving on to the. Now it's no longer the Superdome; it's the Caesars Superdome. So I guess it's still the Superdome. New Orleans Saints are hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and are a 3.5 point favorite against the Bucs. Now, you do know that the Buccaneers record in New Orleans is friggin' phenomenal. I don't have the record, but I know as of late they always win in New Orleans. But what do you think about it?
Oh, man.
It's a tough one.
Okay, so the Saints are better in this year in general. Yes, they are a better team. They got a better quarterback. Now, Tampa Bay is actually doing better than I would have given them credit for. I didn't think they were going to be as good. Their defense is kind of iffy still, but their offense, they both sides of the ball can get it done if they really, really need to. I actually last week Baker actually impressed me because he was in the rain and he just stepped up and launched a 65-yard pass like it was nothing, and I was like, okay, that's actually impressive. I'm gonna go Saints. I'm gonna go Saints on this one.
Brad Harris says a Kamara plays this week.
Oh, okay. So they got Saints. They got paint people with
he was suspended for whatever.
Oh, yes, with his little, yeah.
I'm going to go with the Saints myself. I think there has been a blueprint. The Eagles made Baker Mayfield look normal again. I think the Saints roll it home for once, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody's going to give Baker Mayfield any kind of trouble in Tampa Bay, I could see that division in general. I mean, everybody plays tough within your division, and he really hasn't really got a crack at that division yet. So I'm interested to see.
Now we are going to touch on the local favorite.
You're looking live at Lincoln Financial Field.
That would be the Philadelphia Eagles and the Merrill Reese's Eagles, -8.5 and 9 in some areas. It's as much as 9 against a division rival, the Sam Howell-led Washington left hand up Commanders. Brad's already in. Commanders.
Oh, you go Washington. I have to go Birds, unfortunately, for this one. Of course, I would love to see Washington take it. If
I love that name.
One thing Washington does do, Washington is the team that usually upsets Eagles at some point in the season.
Kiana. What up, Kiana?
It is possible. But I got if I had to put in a betting man type of situation, I would have to put my money on the Eagles more, just in the sense of I haven't seen
Sam
much.
Howell, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like some people love him. I think I don't know. We'll see. What I will say is the Commanders always play well in Philly.
That's what I'm saying. That's what gives me the okay. Could go that way.
That's a lot of points.
But I'm not going to bet anything.
No, if
on
I'm
it.
getting 9, I'm taking the Commanders. I just am. I'm telling you now. But to win the game, I like the Eagles to win. I do like the Eagles to win the game. But it's a divisional game, Twiz. It could be a slip up. Don't let Sam Howell come in there into your backyard. Don't let him. If we lose, I have to change my
bet you made
PFP pick for the week to Washington logo. Yeah. Oh, great. I had flirted with streaming it. I don't think I'm going to stream it. It's a long day as it is. I got stuff to do early around the house. I will be watching, though. Like I said, give me the 9. I'll take the Commanders, but I think the Eagles will win the game. So it is what it is. I told everybody Eagles were starting out 5-0. So I mean, hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully they get their butts kicked tomorrow, but I don't think so.
So you got one more 1 o'clock game, correct? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, that's the no. There's 2 more 1 o'clock games. Okay. We got the Carolina Panthers hosting and getting 3.5 points against the Minnesota Vikings. Carolina is a 3.5 point underdog at home against the Vikings. Phil, what's your read on this crap game?
I'm going to say that Minnesota is going to all of a sudden turn it on and just look like this amazing. People are going to be like, oh, Minnesota's a playoff team and everything, and they're going to destroy it. I have to go Minnesota. And unfortunately, you wouldn't think that by the score of the two teams, but when two low-balanced teams are just not good, Minnesota is normally that team.
It's hard for me to argue with you over this. I could tell you that give me the points, but, just give me the points at home. You got an 0-3 Carolina team who's given up 81 points through 3 weeks, against the Minnesota Vikings team, who's given up 82 points through 3 weeks and have lost 2 home games. Minnesota's defense and offensive lines suck. So, if I had to, I'm not saying, if I had to, I would take the points and go with Carolina. Ugly game. Anything could happen. This isn't the Minnesota Vikings that we're used to, that are going to go up and down the field and score a lot. I mean, they're just not. Outside of Justin Jefferson, they don't have a lot.
No,
they just don't.
Wow.
So, ugly game. Anyway, rounding up the final 1 o'clock game, it's the Eastside Herald Houston Texans at home, +3 against the small-handed Pittsburgh Steelers. What's his name? What's the quarterback's name?
Pickett. Kenny Pickett.
Little Hands Pickett.
Yeah.
So we got
Man, okay, so my initial thing is I just can't
Steelers
see.
Are favored.
Yeah,
Like,
I can't see
really?
Houston doing. Well, here's the thing, like it's because of that
I like
offense for
Stroud.
Houston. It's that that defense. I just think they can just collapse and just bury them and not get them to move too much, and they may move a little bit, but then all of a sudden they'll clamp down. I'm gonna have to
Baby
go
gloves.
Pittsburgh on this, man. Baby gloves, Pickett.
Baby gloves. I think Pickett goes down this week. I think Houston gets the dub. East Side's doing an Irish jig in the front lawn, and I don't believe that he's Irish, but you get the point. I think he's winning. So, but
I go
again, a crap game as far as I'm concerned. Just
I just
looking
think
through
Pittsburgh's
the
a
previous
little bit more
games,
talented team other than the quarterback position.
Yeah, you got Miami, Buffalo, I guess Baltimore, Cleveland.
Yeah, that was all for
and
the
I
1 o'clock
guess
one.
Tampa, New Orleans, and Washington. Yeah, so there's some decent 1 o'clock games, but yeah, that rounds up the 1 o'clock schedule slate. Now we move on to the 4:05 start in the Kellen Moore-led Los Angeles Chargers are a 6-point favorite at home against the
Let's say
Las
Kellen
Vegas
Moore,
Raiders.
with all these weapons he's getting, plus he went and got Simi Fehoko.
He did get
Yeah,
Fehoko?
yeah, they got Fehoko.
Yeah.
So Kellen Moore got his Fehoko.
Got his Fehoko ready to roll.
So we'll see if that could be something. I mean, I think there's always been potential, but there's a lot of weapons there that they're still not getting the ball to. I mean, we can all remember Quentin Johnson that they went and got. I haven't seen too much of that. I've seen some connections, but I haven't seen a whole lot of stuff from the Chargers. But if you had to look at this game, it looks like Garoppolo is ruled out with a concussion.
Jimmy G. Is he?
Yes.
Is he ruled out?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Well, there goes my now.
And then, of course, the Raiders released Chandler Jones with his wacky doodle.
Did they release him?
Yeah, they released him.
Yeah, he's a mess, man.
Yeah.
Let's pray for that boy. He's out there. You know what? So who's the Raiders quarterback then? Like, do we even know?
Let's see. I just saw like a little quick glimpse that he had concussion. So it looks like
Raiders roll out Jimmy G.
But Brian Hoyer. Brian Hoyer is going to be here. Not bad. Not a bad backup.
Brian Hoyer, 4th round rookie. Aiden O'Connell.
And then Aiden O'Connell is the backup. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think Hoyer is a guy that can hold it down.
I'll take the Chargers.
But I got to take the Chargers. Unfortunately,
Yep,
I do.
I agree. Superchargers, Twiz. Superchargers. Yeah, he does need help.
Yeah, he does.
It's not good. All right, we're going to skip over our home team. How about them Cowboys? And we're going to go to the biggest line of the week. The San Francisco 49ers. -14 against the Arizona Cardinals, riding high. off a home victory
Yeah,
against.
this is where you're going to
guys.
see them welcome back to reality type thing. Enjoyed your week.
Yep.
I'm glad you got it. You're just about to get your ass beat.
Welcome back.
And it's going to be by the 49ers. And I'm not giving the 49ers any kind of credit. I'm going more history with you played a hell of a game. Everything was perfect. Your coaching was right on point. You're playing, you're blocking. Everything was on point. Usually, statistically, right after that, boom, it is a big letdown. And this is a bad team to be letting down too. Definitely a team that can take advantage of those situations. So I unfortunately got to go 49ers, but I hope that Arizona can somehow pull it out.
Arizona's not winning this game. They're away from home. The Niners know them. Niners roll. I'd be surprised if Arizona scores more than 10 points.
Roll California Tide.
Wow. There's a very short slate of 4 o'clock games.
Yes, that was just
Obviously,
the two.
we got
and
the
then
Cowboys.
ours.
We got 1, 2,
Yeah.
3. We got 3 4 o'clock games. Wow. So we jump to the 8:20 Sunday night showdown between Aaron Rodgers and the New York. Oh wait.
Wah, wah, wah.
We have the guy who's getting railroaded out of town. that me and Mark Holmes met the family of. The quarterback of the New York Jets is
Oh, you're talking about Zach Wilson?
Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
We met Zach Wilson's family
How
at
about-
Canton. Nice people. But I'm hearing that the team is
Ooh, I like that Glimmer Man.
I'm hearing that the team is starting to rebel against Robert Salah because of he has Wilson's back instead of going out and actually getting somebody, which I actually agree with the players.
Yeah,
Zach
I agree
Wilson's
there.
not the guy.
Yeah.
They have a great defense. You're going to waste a year because you want to be stubborn.
I would get
Stupid.
somebody. I definitely would get somebody. Bring somebody in.
You should have made a
Trade
play
for
Trey
somebody.
Lance.
Somebody. Yeah. You gotta get somebody in there that's going to change at least something. I don't know, man. There's got to be somebody there that Let's talk to Fitzpatrick.
But the Jets are a 8.5 point to 9 point underdog at home against
Might
the
be a
Chiefs.
close thing, yeah.
The Chiefs roll.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs
Sorry.
just have fun with that. You'll see Taylor Swift in the crowd again. It'll just be one of those type of games.
Yeah, you'll have the Swifties in their adult diapers because they don't want to miss any of her songs. That's what they do. They go to these concerts and they wear adult diapers so they don't have to get up and go to the bathroom. I'm sorry if I'm sitting next to somebody wearing an adult diaper, they're probably getting throw punched. I don't know. just
The concentration there, is it like a
sorry.
kid?
Sorry.
Are you?
Get your ass up and go to the bathroom, you.
What are you doing? When your kid just stops?
What's he doing up there?
Are you thinking about something? What are you doing? Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
I know what that
Are you
stare
thinking
is.
about it?
Are you I'm listening to the lyrics.
If I get a whiff, I'm throwing down.
Yes.
Anyway,
Going
this
down
is going
for
off
real.
It's going down for real. Throat punch Bryan, Eric Weirs. I'm just saying, dude. If I'm sitting next to somebody who's I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. Rest in peace. Yeah, I'm not going to the bathroom, Mike. Sorry, man. If I miss a little bit of The Girl Is Mine, or I ain't missing any of the good shit, but I'll slide out.
I'll listen to it
do
in
what
the
I gotta
back.
do.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna. Exactly. Anyways,
Come on, man.
we're going off on another subject. But anyway, so yes, I believe that Kansas City will roll, and you're right, man. I think Jets, they need to make some kind of move and show your team that, hey, man, because they're going to start to give up by the end of the season, and that's how people get hurt. That's how stuff happens. So it's just, you want to give them something to fight for, and right now they're kind of, I think you're right 100% on there, is that they're starting to give up, and it's already about to be week 4, man. That's not good.
Yeah, I agree. The Chiefs roll in that one. They may even be putting in some backups, but you know what? Who the heck knows? It's the NFL. And maybe Zach Wilson comes out and lights them up, but it's single digits. Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah.
If it, I'm sorry, just give me the Chiefs. Anyway, the Monday night affair. We might as well touch on it now.
New York versus
New York Giants. MetLife host. They're a 1.5-point underdog at home. I actually like this game. It'll be interesting to watch. Giants at home plus 1.5 against the Seattle Seahawks, who seem to have gotten their act back together. So, what do you like, man?
To me, when I look at the
Seattle's 2-1.
talent between the two, I have to give New York the better roster. The coach kind of questions. I like their head coach. He's just very questionable about some of his play calling during, even some of his penalties, stuff like that. Just there's always something going on with him. And Pete Carroll, of course, being a more seasoned guy, I would think Seattle would be able to get it. But again, I got to go that eventually the talent alone will push you over the edge. So I got to take the New York Giants in this game. It's a hard one, though.
Yeah, it is. This is a tough one. It's going to be good weather, no rain. The Giants at home. It's tough.
It's a tough one.
I'm going to begrudgingly go with the Giants myself. Yeah. I know you would think Seattle initially, but let me say this: if the Giants don't win this game, then they're probably winning the 6 games all year. This is a game you're supposed to win. You were a playoff team last year. The line is really no big deal. 1.5, 1 in some areas. Lay the points, take the home team. You should win the game. That being said, Seattle's dangerous.
They can. Seattle can be dangerous.
I'm going to go with the Giants.
Yeah.
I just am. So that brings us. We've come full circle back around to our Cowboys. And before we get into the score, I want to hear Phil's breakdown. What do you think? What are you really looking to see tomorrow, other than a win, obviously? What are you really looking to see, offense, defense? I mean, what do you want to see happen?
I want to see. I want to see how this team reacts as a team. Are you going to just allow the New England Patriots to drive down the field methodically in that first drive? Or are you going to be able to just smack them in the mouth and make them punt? Now, with our offense, I think the question is always just the offense. When are you going to show us something? You're poking them with a stick. It's just like, I understand that, the games have not dictated for you to try to push back, so we don't really have a low basis to go off of other than one game where you really needed to put it together. But, there were so many things that were working against you. My question is, can you improve? I mean, we've seen the red zone inefficiency. I have to go more towards the play calling of the coach. And then I got a second with Dak after that. I'm a big Dak. I support Dak. I love that he's our quarterback. I can understand the argument that he can't get us over that hump. Until he does it, I totally understand, and you totally have that argument to against him. But again, I've suffered through Quincy Carter. I've suffered through Vinny Testaverde. I've suffered through Ryan Leaf. This is not a suffering type of situation, guys. You're spoiled if you think somehow that this is a bad quarterback. This is a great quarterback compared to what we've had in the past. So can we put some teams or somebody around him? Because when it comes to just a quarterback winning to get us past that hump, yes, Dak is not an elite Aaron Rodgers changing the type of game itself, but he can lead your team to a victory if you give him the tools. And you got to put the coaching as well. I mean, I'm sorry, but he's not going to go up to the line of scrimmage and just have every single play called. You're hoping that he can change some stuff. I think that showed us last week that he wasn't able to change some things, even though he may have seen it. So I want to see what this offense can actually do when they open up the playbook, and I want to see how this defense reacts. So that's my combination there.
Yeah, I'm with you. I want to see. Let's say we win the toss. I want to defer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're home. We've won 9 in a row. You know how it works especially in AT&T, everybody's up. It's a big stadium. Start of the third quarter is normally quiet. So if you have the choice, you want to have the ball you're coming out. Obviously, you want to have that score right before halftime and get the ball back in the third quarter. I want to see our defense come out and make a statement right away. Get a 3 and out. Maybe they get a lucky first down, but no more than 2 sets of downs. Get off the field and let's roll. I want to defer. I want to see our defense make a statement. They're going to come out and be not very aggressive. They're going to try and pound the ball, like short passing game, meaning the Patriots. We got to make tackles.
Yep.
Stop the run. You need to make tackles, score points, and we're going to be good. I want to start to see on offense with the Cowboys. We need to start having some identity. I know Glimmerman says we don't and he's right. Our offensive line is beat up. It's hard to do certain things, but I expect two of those guys. I expect Zach Martin to play, and I expect
Tyler Biadasz.
I don't know. I don't know about Biadasz. I would be lying if I had any tip. I expect Zach to play. That's who I expect to be there. I expect Tyler to try. I would say he's going to start the game, to be honest. But they have Hoffman up on the 53. If something were to go wrong, that's what you do. I'm just looking forward to playing a game and getting last week's debacle behind us. So that's what I'm looking at.
My biggest thing I'll keep an eye on right off the bat is, of course, that left tackle position. What is happening out there? Have we not learned our lesson? It's like, to me, it's like a teenager. You know, you're telling your teenager, hey, man, pick up your clothes. Don't just leave your clothes there. The next time they do it, it's just, is that the coaching strategy here? Well, I told him that to make a better block to the outside. I mean, let's see if he learns. How about you put somebody in there? Again, let's give him some help. Like, it doesn't have to totally be on him. Again, we question more of that coaching part of it, because Idoga in the inside at that guard position, we liked. He was doing great. Again, he wasn't all pro. He wasn't doing incredible things, but he sure as hell wasn't getting beat in the rotation like a turnstile. So I'm really interested to see what they do to that left tackle, and if they put Idoga, are you at least giving him some help?
Yeah, and I'm seeing, like Glimmerman says,
I can hope Glimmerman.
Left tackle is going to be tough.
I hope, man.
I think that what might happen, since it was a last minute, I don't know. Like
Keon and Gibson, yep, exactly.
They're not saying what's wrong with Tyron, but the only thing I can think of that makes sense is a meniscus type situation with the knee.
I just don't want him to see him dressed. I don't want to see him dressed then. That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, I think something happened with his meniscus. I tweaked my meniscus warming up for a baseball game, hardball game. Was playing at the old Campbell's Field over in Camden, with a minor league team, and I kind of partially tore my meniscus in pregame, and I know what it feels like, but because they're saying that it's not a IR situation, we'll see. I don't know. I'd be lying. I don't know. Everything's a friggin' secret all of a sudden. But anyway, that being said, there's a chance that Tyler, since now he has some time, is going to play left tackle, and they'll put Idoga at left guard. I would love that.
That would I would love.
That would be my number one, type situation. We forget that Tyler almost made a Pro Bowl. That's how good he was playing. Last year at left tackle as a rookie, he gave up. I think he gave up 3 penalties all year.
Yeah,
which is phenomenal for a rookie who everybody was worried about him having to play tackle. And what happened? Tyron Smith got hurt, had to play left tackle from the get. So it is what it is. I want to start seeing everybody's scores. Did you touch on?
Yeah, there was a lot of everybody was hitting their scores in. There was quite a bit in there.
Okay.
But yeah, so I was definitely highlighting them. I was putting them up on there. But yeah, so I mean, when we come down to it, I think, like, if we would have played good last week, I would be going in there. Oh, we're gonna have a great game. We're gonna open it up. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. I don't have that. I mean, I look at it the same as I'm gonna put in that Miami game that we were talking about earlier. Miami right now is showing that it can win. It can put points on the board, and then you have the other team. Who was Miami playing there? Miami was playing against, I'm trying to remember. There was some other high. Buffalo. And Buffalo right now was kind of showing that they weren't doing a great job. And
that's from Loyal Cowboy. He just got married. Ooh. Everybody say congratulations, James Nooks, a.k.a. Loyal Cowboy.
Congratulations.
Thinking of you, man. I'm, I don't know if it, I would say good luck, man. No, I'm playing with you. I'm very happy for you, bro. I just got the text. Loyal Cowboy, a.k.a. James Nooks, is now a married man. Sorry, ladies. He's off the market.
Congratulations,
Anyway,
man.
yeah. Congrats.
But when I look at this team, okay, continuing on. But when I can look at this team, you have to show me that you can come back and actually put together a complete game after not putting together the game that you want. Can you put it together? Oh, now we're looking forward. Now you have Zeke coming back. Is it more emotional? No, we want to shut him down, and you're too eager to do it. You have to show me something different. Until then, I'm going to say that it's going to be a close game. And it's not that you want it to be. And it's not that the Patriots are going to do anything crazy. They got a good coach that can strategize very well against Dan Quinn. We've seen this in the Super Bowl with these guys. Obviously, they came back and they scored on Dan Quinn's defense, 28-3. We can keep bringing that up all the time, but that was something that happened. So he understands how to attack Dan Quinn's defense, and so I think that's why you make it a closer game. Even when last year, when Patriots weren't as great, it was still a close game. So I think the Dallas Cowboys will pull out the victory, but I think it's going to be close, and I think 24-17.
24-17, prime time. I like it. Listen, man. Listen. I'm very, very conflicted with this game.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt
we could lose it. Yes, you could lose it. Don't say it. Don't say it because you can. You proved it. They proved it.
I mean, listen. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything. Obviously, after seeing last week, like part of me. He sees a field goal game and maybe not even on the good side of it. That's the worst case scenario, like a 23-20 type score.
What's up, Angelica?
We can't get out of our own way the whole game and we lose somehow 23-20. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we come out and establish defense right away. I think we actually move the ball up and down the field. I know people go, oh, you really can't do that against New England. Yeah, we can. Just look at the stats from last week. If we scored on half of our red zones, which was below if we score on half of our red zone attempts, we win going away. As horrible as we played with all the penalties, the 13 penalties, we had 16 penalties, 13 were actually accepted against us. So 16 penalties in a game, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to happen this week. We're good. Now, what I do think is going to happen,
as he pulls out the trusty dusty.
Jesus Christ.
That thing did not want to come out.
What I do think is going to happen is, I think that we're going to get a lead. It'll be extended, and I think we give up a little bit of late something. So the final score won't really indicate it. Now, the line on the Cowboy game, as we speak, it started at 7, and you'll find mostly 6.5. And I even have some 6s here. Dallas is a 7, anywhere from 7 to a 6-point favorite at home against the New England Patriots.
Okay.
I don't think
Okay.
New England, this is a perfect type of team to play. Now, you're going to have to beat them. Dak he's already proven to play awesome against Bill Belichick. As much as I am, I love Bill Belichick defensively. Bill Belichick is old school. You know what he's going to do. He's going to do what the last team that beat you did. He's going to try and take away CeeDee Lamb, and he's going to play the safeties deep, and he's going to make Dak throw the ball over the linebackers in the middle of the field where we couldn't seem to get on the same page last week. I think we make those plays. I think we take shots to the end zone from outside of the red zone, which is what I've been calling for. I think the Cowboys win. I think it's close towards the end, but Cowboys 27, Patriots 20. I like a 27-13 with the Patriots getting a late touchdown. So take the Cowboys minus 6.5, and the over/under is 43.5. So I like the over in the game. So 27-20. Dallas extends their home winning streak to 10. Let's not forget they actually have a home field advantage for once. They're actually rolling at home. I expect that to continue. Mac Jones ain't going to run and escape like last week. So
Twiz wants to know what are the odds Zeke goes over 100?
He ain't going over 100.
I don't think
tomorrow.
so. I don't think so
no
either.
way in
He may do some damage.
He may
there.
score a touchdown.
Yeah, but I don't think
he ain't going over 100. He'll have a couple highlight runs where he hits.
I think like 60 something yards. I would say if I had to guess something.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I don't even know if that much. I think they're going to be so fired up to play defense.
Yeah,
I think that it's going to be ugly for Zeke.
You've seen that in the past when those running backs come back to try to play against us. This defense tends to do well. I mean, look at the other ones, DeMarco Murray. There has been some guys that have left try to play against us, and I mean Alfred Morris. There's definitely been a line of them. So I always circle these ones, try to see what's happening. Like I said, right when he had signed, I wish him the best until he goes to play us, and then I do not wish that at all. And but I hope he can stay healthy through that game as well too. So
right.
I'm into it. I was not feeling it through the week, obviously after a Cowboys loss, and not only just a loss, but how they lost, how they just showed us some side of them that we wanted to see the good side. We wanted to see the offense scoring. We hadn't even seen that yet. We got to see a glimpse of the bad side before we get to see anything of the good side. So, of course, this whole week was a long week for Cowboy Nation, man.
Yeah, it was. It was a long week, and it was a long week at work for me. I know you said it was a long week for you. Just a long week, man. It was a rough one. That's the one thing, though. You have to go through everything because it makes it sweeter in the end. You know, that's not. Ultra Cowboy is way too negative, man. I don't know why he feels the need to be that negative, but. You can't sit here and say you're talking draft. Come on, man. Come on. I love the draft, but
well, there's a lot of football still to be left. We don't know what's going to happen on other teams. We lost a major piece, but guess what? Every team, some points, loses major pieces. So by the end of the year, what does every single team look like? I mean, even San Francisco, yes, they're looking really good right now, but at some point,
it's early.
It's very early. Exactly.
The one thing about the Eagles is they're getting the wins and putting them in the column. But at the end of the day, if you're playing like you are now, you're not going nowhere in the playoffs, Eagles. If we're playing the way we played in the first 2 weeks, we'll be great. If we play like we did last week, we're going.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Let's wait till we get to towards the end of the season. What did I say? I want to be healthy, and I want to be playing good. If that means the Eagles have a 3-game lead and are playing like shit at that point, good. I don't care. I want to be playing good and healthy, and we'll cross that bridge. That's what it's all about. I'm still on the train, and we're moving forward, and I'm excited. Let's go. Go Cowboys. Let's friggin' go.
Yeah, man, I'm ready for some more football. Of course, we are going to be back tomorrow broadcasting the game. Obviously not putting it on there, otherwise we're going to be canceled very quickly. Get out of here. You're competing against us.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, exactly. So... Hey, man, anything else you want to talk to Cowboy Nations or, of course, the rest of the NFL that give us tomorrow. A poke,
Join us tomorrow during the Cowboy game.
Yeah, man.
Stop by, say hello, and watch. I'm very confident in tomorrow's win.
So, yeah, man. But good football games, man. There's some ones that were really questionable. Brian, stop hating. But anyways, Brian, I appreciate you coming through. Of course, I appreciate you going and sitting this hour and a half talking Cowboys football, talking about the NFL. And it's only week 4. We have a whole season ahead of us. So enjoy, again, each week. If we come out of here and we can put an impressive win, enjoy it, Cowboy Nation.
Thank you so much, buddy.
I appreciate it. Everybody coming through. Make your comments. Put your scores in there if you didn't get to do it during the live broadcast. Tell us why Cowboy Nation is not going to look happy after this week. If you support Ultra Cowboy, definitely we understand that too, man. We're all big part of Cowboy Nation, so we have our different parts. It's a heck of a family. So, anyways, I appreciate you guys coming through. I appreciate Brian, you hanging in. But one thing I do appreciate is you not forgetting to do what?
Ring that bell, people.
Thank you very much, guys. Peace.
Nope. We know each other. He's a friend from work.
What you do, you're like a little screw loose type of guy, and I thought that's how I am. So I'm digging it, big guy. I am.
Who are you? You. No, not me, you. Yes, I am you. Just answer the damn questions. Who are you?
Gametime Bryan, otherwise known as the mailman here,
Cool name. Superpowers?
broadcasting from the illustrious Jobu Studio.
Come on, are you gonna tell me who that is?
Primetime Phil, and of course my co-host, Gametime Bryan.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this place is going to explode. $100,000. I don't even need to hear it.